As you very well may have heard, 60 Minutes did a piece on Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, and Florida's vaccine rollout, which probably didn't go as 60 Minutes had hoped. If you haven't seen it, a 60 Minutes reporter questioned DeSantis on receiving a $100,000 donation from Publix, a supermarket chain, before being chosen to distribute vaccines. Now, the order of these two events should certainly raise some eyebrows and push journalists to investigate. I'm not going to dig into whether or not DeSantis did anything unethical, but I will certainly talk about the media coverage, as that's what this channel is about. So, first I will show you the video from 60 Minutes, then I will show you the full uncut video. In the uncut video, it's very hard to hear what the reporter is saying, but you'll have already heard it. Oh, and please like and subscribe, as it really truly helps this channel. Anyway, here's the clip.
Publix, as you know, donated $100,000 to your campaign, and then you rewarded them with the exclusive rights to distribute the vaccination in Palm Beach.
So first of all, what you're saying is wrong.
How is that not pay to play?
That's a fake narrative. I met with the county mayor, I met with the administrator, I met with all the folks at Palm Beach County, and I said, here's some of the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents.
But Melissa McKinley, the county commissioner in the Glades, told us the governor never met with her about the Publix deal.
The criticism is that it's pay to play,
and
Governor.
It's wrong. It's a fake narrative. I just disabused you of the narrative, and you don't care about the facts, because obviously I laid it out for you in a way that is irrefutable.
Well,
and so it's clearly not.
Isn't there the nearest Publix?
No, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. Yes,
That's
sir.
That's actually a fact.
Now, here's the uncut version.
So first of all, what you're saying is wrong. That's a fake narrative. So first of all, when we did the first pharmacies that had it were CVS and Walgreens, and they had a long-term care mission. So they were going to the long-term care facilities. They got vaccine in the middle of December. They started going to the long-term care facilities the third week of December to do LTCs. So that was their mission. That was very important, and we trusted them to do that. As we got into January, we wanted to expand the distribution points. So yes, you had the counties, you had some drive-through sites, you had hospitals that were doing a lot, but we wanted to get it into communities more. So we reached out to other retail pharmacies, Publix, Walmart. Obviously, CVS and Walgreens had to finish that mission, and we said we're gonna use you as soon as you're done with that. For the Publix, they were the first one to raise their hand, say they were ready to go. And you know what? We did it on a trial basis. I had 3 counties. I actually showed up that weekend and talked to seniors across 4 different Publix. How was the experience? Is this good? Should you think this is the way to go? And it was 100% positive, so we expanded it, and then folks liked it. And I can tell you, if you look at a place like Palm Beach County, they were kind of struggling at first in terms of the senior numbers. I met with the county mayor, I met with the administrator, I met with all the folks at Palm Beach County, and I said, here's some of the options. We can do more drive-through sites. We can give more to hospitals. We can do the Publix. We can do this. They calculated that 90% of their seniors live within 1.5 miles of a Publix. And they said, we think that would be the easiest thing for our residents. So we did that. And what ended up happening was you had 65 Publix in Palm Beach. Palm Beach is one of the biggest counties, one of the most elderly counties. We've done almost 75% of the seniors in Palm Beach, and the reason is because you had the strong retail footprint. So our way has been multifaceted, it has worked, and we're also now very much expanding CVS and Walgreens now that they've completed the long-term care mission. Yes? And it's wrong, it's a fake narrative. I just disabused you of the narrative, and you don't care about the facts, because obviously I laid it out for you in a way that is irrefutable, and so it's clearly not.
We now have what could, at best, be described as deceptive editing. But I'm going to say this right now. If you're a fan of Fox News or other conservative outlets, please know, which you'll see in future videos, that they also engage in this sort of deceptive editing. It's not just a problem with the mainstream media. This type of deception is probably the most common form in today's media landscape. The presentation of facts in a way that leads the viewer to reach a certain conclusion that is either false or not necessarily the conclusion they would have reached on their own if the full story was given. I refer to this as deception by omission. The editing attempted to achieve two outcomes. One is to leave out important information that would have allowed the viewer to get a better picture of the situation as a whole, thus causing a forced cherry picking of data. We, the public, cannot make good decisions if we are only given one half of the story. Leaving out information is so common in the media these days, with both liberal and conservative outlets, that I will often specifically research a story in opposing media outlets. That is to say, for something like this, I will look at Fox News or other conservative outlets to see what they have to say, and if I see a story on a conservative network, I will go to a liberal outlet to see what they have to say. Because DeSantis is conservative and polling well for a possible presidential run, the liberal media may go after him unfairly, and therefore any big stories on him may have missing context, as we saw in the 60 Minutes video. However, conservative media outlets will often not run stories that damage conservative politicians, but instead will show them in the best light possible. Therefore, if you get a story from both liberal and conservative outlets, you will often be able to get a better picture of reality, as the two sides of the story will often complement each other, filling in that which the other side won't report on. This is also applied to stories that first appear on conservative outlets. It is often necessary to also check the same story on left-leaning outlets to get the information that the conservative outlet conveniently ignores. The second outcome of this type of editing often attempts to make the subject of the reporting look bad in some form. Typically, this involves only showing them acting angry or over-emotional compared to the situation as it is presented. In the 60 Minutes episode, the editing made sure to show him acting overly defensive to what the reporter said, implying some sort of guilt in the lady doth protest too much, methinks sort of way, when in fact he is simply frustrated by the reporter seemingly ignoring his entire explanation, which they conveniently left out. This is used way too often by many outlets, even simply by showing professional photos of people they're reporting on that they like, and showing ridiculous, angry, or overly emotional photos of people they don't support. This is a type of manipulation meant to engage the viewer on an emotional level, attempting to leave the viewer with a negative memory of the person, sometimes entirely avoiding the need to engage the story on a rational level. The real division that this type of reporting causes comes from the fact that most people don't get their news from both conservative and liberal outlets, and therefore, over time, begin to believe that only the opposing outlets engage in this type of reporting, as this type of reporting is typically only reported on by opposing outlets. What I'd like everyone to know is that all major outlets engage in this type of deceptive, manipulative reporting, not just the mainstream media. You will see this in many of my future videos. Well, that's all for today. If you found my video useful, please like, subscribe, and share it. It helps me know that I need to keep going with these types of videos. If you take issue with anything I've said here, please let me know and provide reason and evidence to back up your claims. That way I can improve my videos in the future. Thank you very much for the view and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.